Good afternoon. This is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you on a rainy Saturday here in the northeast of the United States. We've had very up and down weather. We've had extreme heat, almost record-breaking heat, over 100 degrees. And then today I woke up to rain, wet. It's sort of cleared up, but it's still overcast, sort of damp. So if you can, there's a couple of things happening. So before I came on, I used sage, and then I decided, I'll sage the whole house. So my air filter doesn't like that. So it sort of kicked in, so they can hear that. And I've still got the beeping. So yeah, it's Saturday. It's the last Saturday of June, even though it's felt like midsummer. And lots of things have happened. Things are shifting. Earlier today, I did my Vatican Dragon update. I encountered the Vatican Dragon, he told me, yesterday, and then I had a very profound message that I've pulled some cards before I came on. I'm like, just give me, like, what am I going to be talking about? And it was confirmation of the message that I was given, which is really about what's going on in the United States, and really just for us to be prepared. But I'll talk about that in a minute when I talk about the card. And it was a deck that I haven't really used, so I thought it would give me some clearer message, because it's not a deck I'm used to. So it was really interesting. It's been a quieter week for me on the dragon front. Oftentimes they will back off to just give me some time, which I think I needed, because what's coming up now feels like we need to be, I'm hearing, on point. And what's extremely important is that we are firmly grounded in Mother Gaia. We need to hold on, is what I'm hearing, because July is like, hold on, the earth's going to shake. There's lots of predictions for July, which the message I got today was confirming that the predictions will happen. It's going to shake us to our core, because this is like really important. It's also about our ascension, but it's also, we've just got to let it happen. We need to be prepared. I don't think, well, no, there's a message about us here in the United States, but it's only common sense. About being very vigilant. So I will go to, so if you saw my previous video, which was video blog 6, I thought I was going to be talking just about the Vatican and what they were showing me, and they kept showing me these rolling hills, green lawns, rolling hills with markers in them. And then today they gave me Arlington Cemetery. And then from there, I realized when I looked up Arlington Cemetery and the tomb of the unknown soldier, I realized I was at Arlington Cemetery. They took me there. I was looking out on these rolling hills, which are all burial grounds, and I know that there are tombstones, but these were markers. I've still got to figure out, because they keep showing me that at the Vatican. At the Vatican, they're saying there are no tombstones, there are only markers. And I think that's the unknown. What are they telling me? All right. So they're saying these are burials that were not honored. So these are souls that are stirring. Souls are stirring. All right, this is all coming in, right? So souls are stirring. There's a lot unfolding about the Vatican. There's a lot unfolding this year. 2025 is the year of like things coming to the surface. So that's what they're showing me. And they're saying there's, because there's been a change of Pope. Now, I should put this on the other video, but whatever. Because there's been a change of Pope, it stirred things up. Dragons were released. Things are going to be uncovered, but the souls that were not honored are stirring. So that's why I've been, and then they gave me a message. They were showing me on the outskirts of this beautiful rolling lawns was a very dark forest. And they were then showing me light, which was much bigger than the darkness. but the darkness was what we need to be aware of. And it's the unknown, it's the not knowing. And that was then when the warning came in about, they were saying, just note it down. So I'm sharing this with you, that today, which is June the 28th, this was what I received, that we need to be, there's going to be some military, something is going to happen with the military. There's going to be a lot of loss, because we're going to go to the unknown soldiers. When you read about it, there's not only is it the unnamed soldier, but there's many. And I think they were just talking about war. So we know that's happening, that these sort of things are unfolding, but it was really just for us to be cautious, because it is going to be retaliatory, and we're not going to see it coming again. And I'm not going to go into all of that stuff. This is YouTube. If you have other information, please private message me, DM me, because what they said was there's going to be many people hearing this message, and there's many people going to be speaking about this. So I've noticed that things I've been watching, things I've been drawn to, I'm hearing things that I heard maybe years ago are coming, predictions are happening. Even though I said I'm not somebody that receives predictions or even really wants that, but this was they kept showing me the green lawns. And then I realized this was Arlington Cemetery. So, that can mean many things. I've used my pendulum. I know what I received. So I'm going to leave it at that. But anything else comes in, I'm going to be on here to let you know. But just take note of that. And also, just be careful for the rest of this year, it seems, that we just need to think where we're going. Are we safe? Is it a safe place? I think if there's too many crowds, I said on my last video that for me, I am not going to a big city. I'm not going to any big gatherings. And this is the summer, and we know that happens. But just be careful. That's really, we don't want. We've seen it happen before, where we get complacent. So that's all I'm going to say. So let's do some more. I'm going to pull some cards for this week. I will, but as I've just talked about that, let me tell you what I pulled. So I have this pocket divination cards, Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Barron. And this just really confirmed what, this was the first card I pulled, A Change in the Wind. And this was, and I'm not going to read all of this to you. So this was card 12. So this is the essential message. A sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm. Awareness that your plans are not on firm grounds. Feeling a shift. Uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. It is human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. So there's confirmation of that. And then the protection message was, there are conditions brewing in your life that you have no control over. Don't fight them. Change is inevitable and is for the best, for the higher good. Even if this storm blows away, the structures you think you've built your dreams on, all will turn out as it should. You will have a renewed clarity and strength to do something even better. Spirit is your ally. And then the other card that came out was, all that glitters isn't gold. And I'm not going to read that to you. My interpretation is, just because it's shiny and bright doesn't mean that you go towards that. So it's a caution. So that's what I'm going to do with those. These are, it's interesting when they're small, because I'm used to more cards. So I have pulled no cards today. I've been sort of pottering around this morning and just wanted to sit down as it's sort of not a nice day. So I haven't really, the dragons, and I've shared this with you before, the dragons will often just say, you know, push me, they're my guardian, they're like guardian angels, they're always with me. I think I shared last week that since my channeling my higher self, I seem to have a house full of dragons, which is good because it's keeping all the other stuff away. So they show themselves to me a bit like, if you imagine like a living room full of like adolescent boys, that my living room's full of adolescent dragons. And they're all sitting around, like cartoonish is how they're showing me. You know, they're lying back, they're playing video games, they're flicking through the channels, you know, they're touching things, they're asking questions. So they're probably, I know I talked to you last week about how somebody saw me as the mother of orphan dragons. So, and in this lifetime, I did accumulate, my sons often used to bring home friends for the weekend because their parents were done with them. So, so this first dragon is the ancient elder dragon. Again, moving us beyond our ancestral patterns. This is a repeat card. And I think that, to me, that is always, when they keep coming up, it's about, we need to remember our past. We need to clear that. It's sort of, I'm hearing clear, cancel, delete. We need to go back because we're in this moment. We're here in this moment in multiple lifetimes. So I'm hearing there's no past, there's no future, it's just now. So take note of now and send love to the past and to the future and just be in, they're going, be here now. Okay, so we clear those. Oh, the good old earth dragon. It matches my top today. That's why I wore it. I needed to be grounded. So again, whenever the earth dragon comes up, it's a reminder. And I can't say this enough because we do forget. It doesn't matter what. So I heard somebody the other day talking about spiritual hygiene. And sometimes, like cleaning, I always say it's like brushing my teeth, but I've also got out of the habit. I've got out of the habit of grounding myself every morning. I've got out of the habit of doing certain things, right? Because I do other things. So it's really a reminder to come back to the basics, come back to doing that quick grounding in the morning. If it's a nice day, take your shoes and socks off, or just take your shoes off and go and stand on the lawn or on the concrete. That will ground you really quickly. I used to do a visualization of, you know, roots going down into the core, and that really connects me very quickly, and then I'm connected to everything. So note to myself, I have to do that. I also was going to show you that when I was, so this is a crystal that I have, and you can see it's got, I can't remember what it is, but can you see all those different colors in it? Now I can see a dragon. Can you see that dragon? Wow. So when I was just doing, it's a heart shaped, but I caught, it was over in this side. Let's see if I put it here. Wow, that blows me away. There's the dragon in there. Actually, there's several dragons. Can you see them? Wow. I have to do this more often. But there's all these colors as well. Can you see that rainbow there? So this is what I was seeing, this color, which again is rather like I'm wearing, but it was over in the left-hand side of this. Well, that is awesome. Look at that. Wow. See, I'm like a kid. I get excited. I get excited when, you know, somebody gives me confirmation that they've seen the same thing I have or got the same message. So this obviously is the color, right? This is earth. And earth is just saying, you know, hold on. So I can't repeat that enough. So let's see one more. Okay, what other? dragon wants to give us a message for this week. So, elder dragons and earth dragons. So I see that as earth is keeping us down here, and then the elder dragons are usually, they're my galactic dragons. And oh, sun dragon, the peacekeeper. I can't make this stuff up. What have I just been talking about? This is what we need, peace. I see peace dragons. I'm on a peace mission. The Vatican dragons are here to bring peace. And now this for the week, right? So this is telling me we need to take notice, right, of what is going on. Tuesday is the 1st of July, and it's going to be a ride. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so the Oracle Dragon, important information coming our way. So all I'm going to say is, like, I can't say this enough, just be prepared. Be prepared for anything, because we're really not going to see this coming. That's all I can say. I've got goosebumps saying that. All right, so that's what the dragons have to say. Let's see what goddess. I've actually just connected with somebody, actually Maggie Wilcox. I'll give her a shout out. And she's very connected to the Egyptian energy, which is sort of where I first started. When I tapped into Reiki, I had many past life journeys and memories of being in Egypt, and also being a woman. And women in the Egyptian times were I was in an elevated position. I was, a powerful woman at the time that I was there. I've also seen other versions of me where I was actually thrown out into the desert, and that was my demise. So I'm excited that I'm actually going to do a 5-day journey to Egypt. Sadly, I'm not going in person. We are going and doing some work there, which is just absolutely, if you've known me anytime, like, this is really exciting. I might as well be going to Egypt. I might as well be packing my bags and going. That's how excited I am. And I will talk about that as that happens. So the goddess Sedna, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. So again, this is that beautiful lilac purple, which I sort of don't have much left in my hair. What can I see here? A dolphin, or a whale, and a mermaid. Infinite supply. I'm hearing that's an infinite supply of love. So let's do one more for the week, because that is a really nice card. That balances out all that other stuff. Let's see. Oh, Una again, easy does it. So this is usually, again, matches my shirt. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So again, confirmation to that message. So now I have to pull another one, because whoever it is that's here today is over my shoulder going, and another one. Oh, I just talked about Egypt. Bast. Independent. You're independent in foundation for your strength and success. Beautiful message. So, they're the goddess cards. Let's have a little look at the fairies before we go to the crows. So, I've had visits most days from my crow, which is Gerald. He hasn't had much to say. He's more interested in eating the nuts. That's what he comes for, the fruit and the nuts, he tells me. So it's like a nut mix that I have at one of my bird feeds. Yeah, it's like connoisseurs here. They're fussy. Even the squirrels are like, no, we don't want that cheap stuff. But yes, very interesting since the energy changed in my house. Oh, we had a rabbit yesterday. There was a rabbit running around outside. I know it's that time of year. We have, I guess they're called wild rabbits, but I'm not far from the sort of some overgrowth and some land. There's actually, I think, Engrid owns, that they come and cut down every 5 years. So there's sort of a lot of wildlife there. Haven't seen the deer. Actually, the turkeys. I used to get turkeys visiting. They've got another route, I think. Oh, breaking free. So I think sometimes I have to pull a couple of cards with the fairies because I'm not sure. So let me ask them, what is the breaking free? What are we breaking free from? They're saying life. Oh, making music. That makes no sense. Okay, so what are we breaking free from, please? They're saying take a break from life. That would be nice. What's that mean, a vacation? Awaken to your true self. It's funny how it doesn't matter how many cards I shuffle, how the same ones come up. This one's sticking out. Inner child. So that's usually reminding us that our inner child needs to come out to play. And I think that, so that's not be too serious. And raise your standards. That's always a good one to have. I like this blue fairy. Raise your standards. Is this really the message for the week? Okay, so let me ask again. Maybe that was just what we need to know now. So what message do you want, fairies, for the week? I know, I know. So they're saying you haven't used us all week. That's because there's been other things happening. Oh, here we go. So reminding us to laugh this week. Find time to laugh. So sometimes, you know, we either watch too many things that bring our vibration down. If you can't find people in person to laugh at, I put on a comedy show sometimes, and I've noticed there are sometimes that I repeat ones that I know are going to make me laugh. But I have a couple of favorite comedians on YouTube, and it really, I think if you can laugh to the point where you either cry or your belly hurts, then that really raises your vibration. And this is about higher consciousness, which is a reminder to raise our vibration. So thank you. So first of all, they're saying, you know, don't forget to laugh because we really can't take life too seriously, right? They're saying this isn't a dress rehearsal, this is life. Yes, I know that. But you do have to sometimes, especially when things are not easy for a lot of us. There's a lot of uncertainty in many things, not just. I think for most of us, if you grocery shop, if you have a home, I mean, there's so many uncertainties about things that could or couldn't happen. So I'm still feeling, because I'm doing it, is get prepared. And as I've said before, it doesn't have to be a lot, but know that you've got something if you don't have power, right? I recently invested, it wasn't even a lot of money, in a solar powered charger, which means that if we lost power for more than a few hours, that I can use it will charge up our phones, it will charge up other appliances, because you only have to put it out in the sun. And unless they take the sun out, which is not likely, there's a way to stay in touch. The other thing I've done is I make sure that I have cash on hand. I've always, for the last year or so, I've had this feeling that, that's, if we lose power, in a state, even in the country, nobody's going to be, you're not going to get it to your money because those bits of plastic aren't going to work. All right, so I just got a whole load of crow cards come out. Let's see. Of fear, so that's what I'm talking about. Fear, observation, and teamwork. So they couldn't be clearer, could they? I don't even have to read what these mean, right? Because crows, there's a superstition about seeing a crow. I don't I feel that when I see the crow, he's a messenger for me. He brings me messages. He has shared his name with me. We have a connection. This observation card, crows are very observant. I've not yet, I haven't even gone outside. My crow can see me through my patio window, but I haven't gone outside that I can get closer to him. And usually the mornings, when I feed them, I'm usually getting stuff done at the same time, and I can't sort of sit out there and wait for him to come, even though I know he's going to come, because I think we might have some exchange of gifts, because they like to leave as well as receive. But he definitely likes the nuts. He's told me that. And then we really need to think about being a team, right? Whether that's a family, a team at work, a team with whoever. You know, we all do better if we pull together. I can't make that up, right? We all do better if we pull together. So that's really talking about what's going on right now. So I think that, and I know somebody else was talking about this book here, Animal Speaks. I know I used to have this book. I could not put my hands on it, and somebody was selling a couple of copies. So I was very happy that I could purchase it, because this has got everything in here about animals, their totems. Animals Speak, The Spiritual and Magical Powers of Creatures Great and Small, by Ted Andrews. I think it goes back, where are we? Don't even know when this was published. Let's see. Oh, the first edition was 2020. Oh. Maybe I had something similar. It says the first edition was 2020. Oh, the 49th printing. Sorry. 49th printing was 2020. Oh, 1993. That makes sense. Yeah, because when I first found it would have been about 1999. So, love. Oh, there's even flowers and trees in here. The symbolic qualities of trees. Wow. This is something I need time, right? I need to vacation to sit down and look at that, because I usually pick it up a bit like a dictionary and go, oh, what does this mean? So, so I think that's, oh, I'm almost at 30 minutes. I'm still, so I will be out in Western Mass again that might be out in August, and again in September, to a couple of events. I just did a short video for my newsletter, which for some reason I thought people couldn't see, but I guess you can see it. I thought I have these ideas and then I can't execute them. I wanted to do a video of my newsletter and send it out to people, and I uploaded it to YouTube, and I thought it said only if you were invited to see it, but never mind. There wasn't anything in there that you can't see. So that's what I've done. So I've still got some work to do around that. And yeah, I'm just gonna go with the flow. But I think if anything of today and the messages I got is about us remaining very grounded, grounded to the earth. If you don't do morning rituals or evening rituals, actually what I'm hearing is we really need to be grounded in the morning before we go out of our house, or before you encounter people, is to be firmly grounded. So please take that message with you. I'd love you to share this if it speaks to you. If you know somebody else that's interested, please share my YouTube channel, invite them to my Facebook page. Dragon Thunder is coming up next month, July 13th. I've just been doing some work around that for the USA. We've got 8 fabulous speakers here in the USA, starting at 11:30 a.m. on the East Coast and 8:30 a.m. on the West Coast on Pacific time, and we're going from 12 to 8 p.m. That's on Eastern Standard Time. So 8 speakers with different messages for everybody. Kelly Springer and I are hosting together. She's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, so we will sandwich that energy in there. So I will be back, if not before, I'll be back next weekend. Actually, we will have had the 4th of July is on Friday, so maybe I'll come with a message then. It'll be a long weekend for most people, so be safe if you're going anywhere for the 4th of July. Be on the lookout for safety. But have a fabulous 4th of July, and I'll talk to you all soon.